Hey everyone, this is MCAA 570 week 8. This week we are talking about the ankle and the foot. We see a lot of injuries in the ankle and foot, just like in the knee. So this week you have the NATA position statement on ankle sprains, what to do with them. And there's a lot of different ways of successfully helping an athlete that's sprained an ankle. At the end of the day, if there's no bone sticking out and the athlete's pain is manageable, it's not a 911 emergency. If it is deformed, if it is facing the wrong direction, if there is bone sticking out, if it is bleeding and it's not just a minor cut, there's a reason why it's bleeding, and it's usually because there's bone. Those can be 911 and probably should be a 911 case because you don't want to move the athlete. So when you're looking at a traditional ankle sprain, athlete goes down, you're able to get them off the court. Our Price, Rice, Police is the best way to treat the ankle at that point, putting it in an ACE bandage. I tell athletes if, especially in the high school level, if I don't have an ACE bandage on me, or they don't have one at home, or you've given one to them and they lose it within 4 minutes of putting it on, I just tell them to wear like a crew sock or like a basketball sock. Those are usually tight enough where that is going to help control some of that swelling. Remember, we learned this in chapters 1, 2, or 3. Swelling is not a bad thing per se. Swelling is natural. Swelling is what has to happen when the body is injured. But we want to control the amount of swelling, not stop the swelling. So I want to see some inflammation in there. But I don't want that softball to become a basketball. I want that softball to grow to be the softball. And then I want to see that softball diffuse out on the ankle. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about when we get that big old knob on the side of the ankle. I want to see that swelling diffuse out. It is very normal. Gravity will win every time. You'll always see swelling in the foot. You'll see it in the toes. You'll see the piggies will turn black and blue. You're going to see all of that happen. It's going to be real pretty, real ugly, all the way down into the foot. That's gravity. That's part of it. And that sometimes is how I can tell when I tell an athlete to go home and stay off their foot, and they come in and their foot looks real bad. That's how I can ask the question, so did you go to Disneyland yesterday? Yeah, I did. Why? And we all have those athletes that do that. And so you can tell when they don't follow the instructions, because that swelling will always go down with gravity. Foot injuries can sometimes be a little harder to tell. Bones are small, ligaments are small, muscles are small. Usually in the foot, there's a lot of times it's a fracture, unfortunately. There's something called Liz Frank in there that happens between the big toe and the second toe. That one's like a plant and a rotation type injury. That one can be a long healing time. That one could sometimes even be surgical, depending on how bad the separation is between the first and the second toe. So when it comes to the foot, I usually recommend x-rays. Just because it helps rule out the worst case scenario, and then you can be a little bit more aggressive with it if you know that it's not fractured, and you can go from there. Also with ankle sprains, we get what's called an avulsion fracture, where the little chip of bone breaks off the bone. Usually these tend to heal better because the body wants to suck that bone back where it's supposed to be, and so it will reattach it. The problem is that you're going to want to make sure that heals. So you need that bone to go back. And so we can't continue to have sprained ankle while that bone is not attached yet. It's going to decrease the likelihood of it healing correctly. So with the avulsion fractures, they heal the best, but unfortunately then take the longest for the athlete to return back to play. And you can't play them through the pain like you can with an ankle sprain. So this week we have a quiz, there is a discussion, and then your research paper is coming down the pipeline real fast. So make sure that you are starting the research paper, that you are finding your topic. This is the last big assignment of the semester. This is APA formatting. So you need a title page, you need an abstract on page 2 with keywords, and then on page 3, your paper starts. page number, and you have a title of your paper, which is bold in the center of the paper. Have your APA formatting throughout your citations, and at the end you have your references, which are also APA in alphabetical order. So I look forward to reading your guys' discussions this week, and I hope you have a great week.